So thanks for connecting, and let you speak, and then we can
Thank you.
start.
Okay, you can ask me specifics probably. That could be the best thing.
Yeah. So basically, when a, a mass gathering like this, which cannot happen in any part of the world, which is uniquely happening in India since times immemorial. So the first question is, always people want to know what is the scientific background. I mean, there are two things. One is faith. Of course, millions are coming, so it's all moved by faith. You being a scientist, I mean, I want to hear any scientific background, like in electromagnetic kind of getting of the field of the humans interacting with the cosmic forces. And so I want to hear on this particular thing that occurs every 12 years and what we are witnessing after 144 years. So what is the significance of that?
See, last time it happened in Haridwar.
Yeah.
I was part of the Discovery Channel for giving a comment on Kumbh Mela there.
Yeah.
That was in 2010 May.
Yeah.
So that is the time when I started studying it probably a little bit in detail.
Mm.
So this happens in Prayagraj, which is old Allahabad.
Mm.
Now, earlier in 2010, it was in Haridwar when I was part of it in 2010.
Mm.
So Ujjain, Nasik, these are all the places where it happens.
Mm.
Okay, so these places are selected and the time is selected based on the astronomical positions of the planets. All the, to that matter, all the Hindu festivals are based on the astronomical positions, right?
Yeah.
So it started with the, the 14th January, which is originally a, or maybe traditionally a festival for whole India.
Mm.
You name it different, except in probably in Kerala, Tamil Nadu we have Pongal, and Punjab we have Lori, and UP we have again Kichadi. The festival itself is called Kichadi there. I was there in Delhi with the Bengali people this Lori Day, 13th January. And
Mm.
then go to Assam, it is the Bihu. So we have the whole India, the festival is part of the Ayanam. Ayanam is the sun is under 23.5 degrees south.
Mm.
From there, it goes towards the north. So Dachinayanam to Uttarayanam.
Yeah.
Dachinayanam is the southern, from the equator, it is below 23.5 degree. So it goes to the north. So whenever it is in the southern part, the North India is full cold. The most winter is very bad there. So most of the time, the planetary positions, when we say planet, it's not planet alone. Sun is also considered as a planet in the astronomical conditions in India. Moon is also like a planet as far as we are concerned. Earth with respect to all the planetary positions. That comes in a constellation where we believe that that is where the medical reasons are also there, because we consider the constellation, we have great importance for Rahu and Ketu. Rahu is considered as the disease based on the position in your chart, birth chart, where Rahu is there. We can predict what disease the person can get. Okay. So it is a fight between probably what the good part of it can be called as God, and the bad part is Daman. So it's a fight between the Daman and the God. That is what the tradition is. So if you consider the scientific part of it, not the mythological, it is the problematic life of people or the trouble which we undergo, the disease which we undergo, and a curing part of it. So how do the cure happens? It is with the medicines. Medicine can be considered as the nectar what we get. So you know the churning of the mountain with the rope, that is the mythological part of it. But if you take a uh, cue from that to the impact on human life, disease can be cured with the medicines, and that medicine is what is being given. And always Ayurveda, astrology, and health concept, we have not treatment for diseases, we have the care for life or well-being, right? It's a disciplined life in a very systematic way. Give regeneration every year, every 2 years, every 3 years. So physical treatment, emotional, intellectual, social, and spiritual. So every development is 5 development. As far as Bharatiya Sankalpa is concerned, the treatment can be for the body, it can be for emotional well-being, and intellectual, definitely we have educating, learning, such process happens. Social and spiritual is what, through the cultural, traditional, spiritual meetings. This is once in a while we should have it. Especially the water from the Himalaya, when it comes down, it has lot of minerals. One of the greatest mineral which is yet to be explored by and the world, even Chinese people don't open the Kailash. That is supposed to be the place of all the best minerals available. I had been to Kailash. Last year, March, I was there in Prayagraj. So why people go there? Because the water from the Himalayas comes with all the mineral content in the Ganga, Yamuna, Saraswati, all these. That's why we consider that as the sacred rivers, right? And there are a lot of herbs, medicinal plants, all of them you can't chew it directly, but the water collects all the medicinal content in that. That is why we consider it is one of the best holy water. There are some medical experiments happened with some of the water at the very specific planetary constellations, looking at the molecular structure of the water. The, the energized water which we generally get in the temple as tirtham. When we go to temple, they give a little bit of water. So during that time, there is a great chanting. Ima Aba Puta Surya Sirishmi Bihi. With the sun energy, let the water get energized so that that water, when I consume, I get energized.
So can you repeat that mantra?
Ima Apa. Apa is the sunlight and the
Yes,
Puda.
yeah, yeah.
And the end is Puda Surya Sirishmi Bihi. Okay.
So with the sun energy, like what did you say?
The water, let the water get energized with the, I am inviting as a priest. Actually, as a priest, I don't have the ability to energize the water. But what I am requesting the sun is, you are the energy and you are the powerful person. Please come to my water and energize it. So it is not we as human being, we have power. We call the natural forces to come and energize water.
Yeah.
So with that sankalpa, when you do that, all Bharatiya sankalpas are sankalpas. Imagination, interpretation, it's all in our thought process. But with that thought process, when we do it, see, every religious people have. When somebody has got in the church, also what they do is they hold the water, pray it on that, let this be good. No, that's a normal practice everywhere. So we have very specific rituals in which the person who is inviting also should have that cleanliness. That cleanliness is called a Saptashuddhi. Pranavana Vyanodhana Samaname Shuddhyandam Jyotiraham Virajavi Vatma Bhuya Sangha Swaha Vakmanachat. My word has to be clean. Chakshu, whatever I am seeing has to be clean. My Buddhyagriti Sankalpa me Shuddhya. Let my Buddhi be clean. My thought process also let it be clean. With that cleanliness, when I call, it is presumed that the sun will come and clean. So you can imagine millions of such people gathering together and with same sankalpa keep chanting this in the Kumbh Mela. That is what happens in yaga, yatna, with unique thought, with the thought power, they start doing it. So here, with all the physical troubles which they have in the chilly, cool time, which is not very usual for India, right? But all of them come down to this place, gather together, start chanting the mantra, start calling Shiva Shiva, Shiva Shiva, or maybe whatever they want to do. The water get energized, so already there is a energy, and the gathering of the people collects a lot of energy. And we know when from higher potential, the energy always flow to the lower potential. So the normal people like us who doesn't have all this energy goes there. Definitely a energy circulation happens between the people. That is why most of the people go there. The main reason is you see a lot of people with energy, definitely you also get that energy. Both emotionally, socially, spiritually, it is impacting. Suppose everybody are crying around me, I cannot be in a different mood. I will also cry, right? It's a natural tendency of being human, being social. We are human being and social being. So whichever mood people are around, though you have it or not, we also start crying when the person who died is not my relative. Everybody is crying, we'll also feel like crying, right? So this is an energy which we circulate around us. So definitely a large gathering of people. People may ask, why large gathering? You can have a feeling of bhakti, praying God can be single. No, this is like once in a while you have to be in utsavam. Utsavam is with all the festive mode. When it is in the festive mode, we are reminded that there is an energy which is coming to us, and I can hold it until the next one. Right? And which is supported by all the energy forces around it. So balancing that energy force, giving it in a very constellation gives a good energy to us. Because there are planets which may influence me good and bad. That is with the radio, electromagnetic energy forces. So based on that radiation which comes to me with a very good specific constellation will make me, it's like probably a vitamin which I am taking, not like my normal food. Normal food is a routine food, but once in a while we need a booster injection or maybe a course of extra energy giving. So this is like an energy water for us. Energized water, therefore the crystal has got a separate, that's why it is called energy water. A lot of people who have done research on this, what happens in a temple when the it comes in, goes inside from the same well, but the pujari brings it out in a small berth and everybody gathers there to collect it. Why not people can go and drinking the well itself from where he is collecting? That is because all the rituals being done, the mantras being done, the flowers are being offered, there is an extra energy which comes to that. Archakasya prabhavena shilo bhavati shankaraha, anarchakasya aprabhavena shankaro bhavati shilaha. So an archaka has the ability to change the energy level. Okay. And this is one place where, like, the king is there and he has got a lot of soldiers around, lot of advisors are there. So different category people are there for a ruler. In a spiritual world in India also we have such a tradition. We have naga sannyasis, they have akhoris, we have learned people, we are physically support them. Different category of people are there, like yeti is a category, puri is a category. If you look at different names at the end when they get, one of my guru is Nitya Chaitanya Yeti, one of my other guru is Swami Rama's Himalayan tradition, Mahamandaleshwar Swami Veda Bharati. Mahamandaleshwar is a traditional position given, like he takes care of the the wellness of all the sannyasis who join from different traditions. So they are like a warrior or a soldier who is, now only we have government situation, police and all. Those days they were the people who were taking care of when all this gathering happens, the law and order, all that was also taken care of by the same sannyasis. So it's like a world created, and even now with the present UP government, they have created a beautiful world inside the world, sort of a thing, which takes care of beautiful stay, accommodation, food. Imagine ISKCON is providing food for most of the people free of cost. Millions of people are eating, right? So that way it was shows how culturally we are binded, how seva service becomes not a punishment but a service, from it comes from the heart. It is not now, it started probably by Shankaracharya or even much before that. There are documents available to say that Maurya, Gupta recorded once, including from the south, Chola, Chera, the kings were also supporting that. And I think somewhere in 1500 Akbar attended the program. So it is irrespective of which caste you belongs to. Okay, so the Chinese traveler Huyang Sang recorded when he came in 620 AD, or that is the time, I think 620 to 645, I think that is the time when he traveled. I don't know the exact year, you will have to check, but that's the time when he traveled, and his travel document also says that there is a great gathering like this.
So you mentioned about the energy from the people surrounding it, but what about the alignment of the planets and that energy from the cosmic energy?
That is the most powerful energy. Even if I have got lot of energy, assume that I have lot of sense on my body, but I am in a drainage, what will happen? So it's not that once in a while, whenever they want, they can come and start giving energy. You will lose your energy when you are in a wrong place. So I can give energy only when the constellation supports to give me that powerful energy to somebody else, because everywhere anything can be conducted. Conducting energy is not my problem. I should not waste it. The people also should have such a constellation of planetary position where he will be able to absorb it and get it right. Therefore, that is why energy is everywhere. But why we go to a temple to get energized? We say same sun, but temple is a place, it's like air is everywhere, but we don't ask air to get into our tire by opening the valve, right? We need a pressurized energy. So the pressure comes when there is a large gathering and the situations are created in which I can also absorb I am open to such a place. If I open in a wrong place, probably I lose what I have also. That is why we have different dasha, right? We have pupa, larva, butterfly. Similarly, every one of us have got different planetary positions on which we can be opened up for getting energy. We have Rahu, Kedu, Mars, we have got Buddha, Shukra, everything is there. So my position has to be good for me to open. But assume I am in a nice place with a nice situation, irrespective of my planetary position, I can make a benefit out of it. So this is considered as a place where I can be, anybody can be energized, irrespective of your planetary position and the horoscope and the biorhythm which you have. The western part of horoscope is called biorhythm. That has got all these fivefold concept, which is in a sequence of 22 days, 23 days, 53 days, etc. That biorhythm will make you feeling down or feeling up, being brilliant or not being brilliant and all that. But all that can be put into a, that is what in Bhagavad Gita also we say, we have Sthitapratna. Sthitapratna is a situation in which probably nothing goes, I will not be in ecstasy of up and down. The frequency is always within the small limit. So my frequency will not be with the too much of jumping up and down. Dukkheshu anudiknamana sukheshu vigataspruha vida raga bhaya krodha sthitadir muniruchyate. I know how to control my dukkham, sukham and all that. So all these people around me are, I told you, when somebody weeps, I cannot stop weeping. But everybody is in a sthita pratna. When I go there, I will also get a part of it. That is what is called a satsang, right? So this is a place of satsang. It's a place of satsang. And in satsang, what we imbibe is the pratna, enlightenment. And we are seeing people around us with nothing belongs to them, but they rule a big festival like this with all the lavishness. So many people realize, yeah, we need a lot of money to do so many things. But here, people who are participating are almost on the ground, nil, down, nothing in their hand. But the ecstasy in which they live is much more than probably the richest of the richest. Understood? So what ultimately people want is probably that. Otherwise, why Kamala has to come, Steve Jobs' wife has to come there. Correct. Ultimately, in the Maslow's principle, what does it say? We have got minimum requirement of physical accommodation, clothes, food and all that. The next one is an emotional. Once I have got a house, I have got a salary, I have got a minimum requirement, I want a company to live with. So emotional requirements. Next emotional requirements, it's an intellectual requirement. When I have intellectual requirement, I want somebody who are intellectually talking to me. That means I need a social life. After that, what? After that is self-actualization, self-realization. That is what we call it as kaivalyam. Kaivalyam is I don't require anything, sort of a feeling will come, right? You ask the richest of the richest man what he wants. You want happiness. You want bliss. So we realize ultimate end of life is being in bliss. And not me being in bliss, but how do I share that blissfulness to the people, irrespective of their caste, creed, rich, poor. Everybody comes there and joins together, right? All of our festivals are of that kind. All of our festivals says we have to consider ena kena prakarena yasya kasyabi dehinaha sandosham janayat pratna tadevam Ishvara Pujanam. Ishvara Puja is do what you want, where you want, how do you want, doesn't matter. Give happiness to somebody else. But that happiness cannot be a short-term happiness. Every food what we eat is only temporary. Knowledge is little longer. But that also will not make us happy. What makes us happy is for the spiritual enlightenment, spiritual development. So this is like a collective awakening.
Collective awakening. Collective
awakening. An environment with a lot of humanity around it. It's a ecological problems could be there, economical problems could be there, religious problems could be there, but here nothing matters. Everybody is equal. So it encourages like a what we call it a sustainable development and all that is what is this, right? Everybody is sharing everything. So it's a spiritual collective energy providing opportunity for purification, both physical, emotional, intellectual and spiritual, self-reflections. Understand, I'm seeing somebody else who is much more energetic, much more. Not with the food what they eat, right? If you look at what is the food what they are eating in Himalayas, nothing.
mm,
When we go to Kailash and all, we don't even see five petaled flower. Only one petal will be there. That will be which is
mm,
on the floor. The rest of the petal which is little up will be hit away by the heavy wind.
mm,
Only one petal that is sleeping on the floor. That's it. That sort of a wind.
mm,
So you can imagine such a place, people without any dress, naked, what energy they have. What makes them? I was traveling with my Guru Brahmasri KPC Anajan Patadripad. We were all with the layers of dresses. He was half naked. And he says that no, I asked him, how are you? He says, hold it like this and say Shiva Shiva, Shiva Shiva, Shiva Shiva, put it on your ear. You'll be all right. I've seen with my own physical eye now. By mistake, when Brahmaputra was crossing, we were to wait for the vehicle to cross. I jumped into the water. It's like nail being
mm,
pushed in your whole body. That much it was painful. Cold is not cold. Cold is painful that time.
mm,
Okay. When I came back, he said, why did you do that? Now I will heal you. Shiva Shiva, Shiva Shiva, Shiva Shiva. That's it. Finished. So that is the power. That is the power of. So this is like, that is why we have got Shiva, who has got that poison, which all the troubles which you have can be holded by one Shiva. That means you get away from your indriyas, get into Samadhi, which you are not controlled by your sensory organs, which collects information from your ear, the surrounding. Close it. I can close my eyes, I can close my smell, I can close my ears. That is what we say Shiva Shiva, Shiva Shiva, Shiva Shiva, and close it. So you are getting yourself not from the surroundings, you are away from all these places. So your inner energy is able to adjust with the situations. Any hot water, when we put first time the hand, we feel hot, but immediately you put it will not be hot, because body has got that tendency to adjust with the temperature on which my consciousness should tell I am going to take bath in that. So if I am conscious about the water in which I am going to take bath, if it is, even if it is cold, it will not be cold. That is why we say feeling cold, feeling hot. It is only feeling. Long back I wrote an article. Feeling cold, say no, it is only a feeling. So it's all the way you know. So it has got a historical, mythological, cultural, spiritual, philosophical, um, all that, and we believe that that makes us to be immortal. Immortal doesn't mean long life, but the amrit, the nectar of immortality, that is what we call it as. What is that immortality? My life ends in a day. We believe that morning Brahma wakes us up, Vishnu makes us to survive until the evening. Night I surrender to my Shiva. So tomorrow morning, if I am waking up, for 2 days I am immortal. So we believe that I am not bothered about tomorrow. I will have a bank balance. I will learn today so that I can use tomorrow. I am finishing my life today itself. So every day we take a rebirth.
mm,
If I am thinking about every day I am taking a rebirth and I am living for few more years, and I am meeting Charan after 20 years, 24 years. When I meet Charan after 24 years, yeah, I am living back in my old days. Like that is my immortality. What is our bank balance in life? Every moment which we cherish once upon a time together, when it comes back to us, that is the attachment, that is the connectivity, that is what makes me more energetic, right? So it is beyond age, beyond days, beyond the many people don't even meet. 12 years they meet, then they meet only next Kumbh Mela.
mm.
What a great gathering is that, and they believe that they are together for a long time.
That brings me to the point, we see the Naga sadhus. suddenly, there is a deluge of thousands and thousands. They come, they take a dip, and then they just go away.
Yeah.
People, many media have caused this. Where do they go? I know this era. At least there is some mobile communication, some akadas or some they may be having communication. But think about this era when they were living in the caves. How is it they all managed to descend down, travel, come here? Have you had any insight? Have you been in any of those places, seen these sadhus?
See, I have not been such places, but recently I had a great fortune of making a temple in Andhra near Karnool. That is Babaji. Have you heard about Babaji?
No, I don't know. What is it?
Rajanikanth is
Yes,
a
Babaji.
disciple of Babaji.
Oh, Rajini, okay.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. He believes that Babaji is, and you look at where Babaji lived, whether he is living today, whether he is dead, how long he lived. Nobody is able to identify where he is living. And there is a place, even in Google Map, you can Google and then find out the Babaji's place. But physically, it is not. Somebody has gone there and seen, and that is not there. Only this person who made a temple in Karnool, he made such a visit and met Babaji. That's what people believe. So it's beyond Himalayas. We believe there is a place in Himalaya which is even when we go to Kailash, we have to cross one place which is called actually that's a place once we cross we are dead. That's what the belief is. That means we are dead. After crossing that, it's the next Janma when we come back.
Okay.
That is because it's called God's own valley. And that there is a door which is called Yamadwar.
Yamadwara, yeah.
So if you look at Yamadwara, the belief is that I crossed Yamadwara. So what is me now? It's another birth. Why is it called Yamadwara crossing before going to Kailash? Because that's a God's own country. There is no guarantee you come back. And all these places live in such small places, which they themselves are not staying together. They are staying in different places. Rishikesh, I went to one of the cave, wherein somebody from Kerala was living there for last, we don't know how many years back. He went there. Because he has no calendar, he has no textbook, no library. He is just living there, taking bath in Ganga and then sitting there. I asked, when did you eat? I don't remember when I ate. What do you eat? Some fruits here and there he will eat. And that is where it is believed that Hanuman stayed in that. That's called Hanuman Guha. The cave of Hanuman. So there are so many such places people live. So it is, it's very difficult to, earlier in Himalaya, Kailash, all these places, there were a lot of caves. And in those caves, they don't get anything at all to eat. But they were able to live there without anything, no food at all. So we have, even Jains believed that no, you can live without food. And there was somebody, Hiran Ratan Manik, he lived for so many years without food. Only walk, drink little water, have some sunlight, that's good enough. And they can touch the snow and then make snow into water, and then you don't have to eat snow. You can make it into water because your temperature can make it little bit of water that to sip, that's good enough. If you look at them, you can see they are having a lot of energy, but physically, if you look at it, they have only skeleton, nothing else, a little bit of flesh here and there, right? With that, how do they walk? It's unbelievable. Mahavatar Babaji. You look at Mahavatar Babaji. He is a Himalayan yogi guru who was, actually he is the man who started Kriya Yoga. Taught Kriya Yoga to Lahari. That is how the Babaji is. Kriya Yoga is his concept.
Yes, I have seen in Paramahansa Yogananda.
Yeah, that is where Paramahansa Yogananda is the one whom actually described Mahavir Babaji, Mahavatar Babaji.
Yes.
And otherwise, nobody knew about him at all.
Yes, sir. Even Trilinga Swami books, which I read, I saw many references to Mahata Babaji, like how they lived and all.
Yeah. So there is no explanation for this.
So, sir, these people, living in that extreme temperatures, how do they regulate their body? How do they regulate themselves, their body? They control the body in such a way that they can live in the extreme temperatures.
Now, why do we call Sri Rama Paramahamsa as Paramahamsa? Hamsa is swan.
Yes.
Paramahamsa means the ultimate swan. The swan can live in such a condition. If you go to Manasa Sarovar, you can see a lot of birds there. They can float, they can sink there, they can drink water from that. That's only the food for them. So Paramahamsa is one whose name itself shows that he can live in such condition like a Paramahamsa. So you cannot name somebody who is eating every day idli dosha as Paramahamsa, right? So it's a great collective. Meeting them, touching them, being with them is a great thing. No, see, my Guru, Swami Rama's disciple, Mahamandaleshwar Swami Vedabharati. Yesterday only I had a discussion with one of the person who did not see him, but later was part of the Himalayan tradition. Somewhere I mentioned like this, he caught my video and then had a discussion today morning in Malayalam. So I had direct interaction where he has got really a Paragaya Pravesh. When somebody sings a song, immediately he will say, this is not the way I wrote that. Actually, he did not write. Somebody wrote, somebody singing. So when the music comes to him, immediately he will say, no, this is not the way I wrote it. With what authenticity he says. And immediately he will say, sing like this. It will be more better. The musician changes it and thinks, yeah, this is much better. Yeah, this is how I wrote. Somewhere he made a mistake of copy. That would have been written hundreds and hundreds of years back. I have seen in the end of a conference we had, meditation and pain management was the conference. Meditation and pain management. If suppose somebody is in real Samadhi, you being a doctor, you must know that, will I be able to undergo a surgery without a sedation? If I am in Samadhi, that means my consciousness is not working, my indriyas are closed. Then a real meditator should tell, cut my body, I will not be having no pain, right? Ramana Maharshi did it. Ramana Maharshi's surgery, he said, no, nothing is required, no sedation. You force me to undergo a surgery, you do it, but I don't have to get sedation, he said. Therefore, in hot sun or cold season also, they are not worried about what is in the around, because you are in a Samadhi state. So it is not that pretending that you are in Samadhi. Your electroencephalograph will become plain. Now I am talking to you. If somebody can test my electroencephalograph, it will be straight line. I have been tested like that in Rishikesh. I am not thinking and speaking. It just comes. Maybe somewhere some name comes, I will have to check. That time my brain will go. But after that again it will be strong. Because when we casually do many things in our life, right? I drive not by thinking. I can make a chapati or dosha into round. I don't have to think and make it. It casually happens, right? So many things can casually be done. So if I am a mathematician, I must be able to teach mathematics very casually. I don't even have to think. A singer is not thinking about the lyrics. It automatically comes to him. So thinking is the brain, but it is in my feeling. I don't have to think when I see my mother. Oh, this is my mother. I'm not thinking, right? So my consciousness is in a different level in which I can do many things casually like that in my life. Then I am into a higher state of Atmiyata. That is what is called Atmiya Purusha. I have a lot of conflict thinking, my feeling, my logical reasoning, both are not there. That is what Bhagavad Gita says, Uddhared Atmanatmanam. Raise your level into Atmiya level so that you have no conflict, no confusion. Whatever you do will become perfect and right for you. And it is right for you, it is right for many. Because you are not you as an individual for your selfish purpose, you are doing it. You are doing for a common cause. Such people will not be in violence, they will be in silence. That is why the Arjuna, who is fighting a war, he finds lot of reasons not to fight war. Krishna with Sudarshanam. Sudarshanam is philosophy. Darshanam is philosophy. Sudarshanam is best philosophy. With the best philosophy, raising him from a confused, violent state to a silent state of all well-being, you are doing something. Which you are not doing it, you are being part of making it happen. So here also so many people are coming. Why are they coming? Why are they doing? For a common cause. What is the common cause? You can see somebody raising the hand and holding like this. You ask him, why are you holding it for last 10, 15 years like this? And it has become rigid. He is not able to lift it down. It's like this for. Why? He says, Loka samasta sugino bhavantu. The whole world has to be happy, for which I am doing it. What a great thought is that. He may be foolish for the common people, but as far as he is concerned, he believes that he is not telling I am doing it for any special cause, right? So there are crazy ways of identifying some reason for doing it. That are all crazy ways, but ultimately they will not tell that no, it is for my benefit, my family benefit. No, they are doing for a common cause.
Common cause, yeah.
Somebody is standing on one leg and then walking. Somebody is growing their head, the hair. Very difficult to manage the hair. They could have cut it and then become very simple, right? That every moment you are thinking about this burden now. And why that burden? For somebody's purpose. I'm enjoying.
Like all sankalpas joining together to become Maha Sankalpa.
Yeah.
So this Kumbh Mela is we can think it of as a sort of Maha Sankalpa. Like say that when creation happens, the Maha Sankalpa has to come into picture, something like that. Like now all sankalpas join together to particularly energize. To bring that Maha Sankalpa, how it joins together.
See,
so
there is lot of challenges, there is lot of problems, there are a lot of apprehensions, there are a lot of crises in the world. So I am protesting against it. That sort of a protest is also there. No, many people do protest, street protest. This is like I am protesting against somebody misusing their hands for some purpose. Let me hold it up and then say that no, that's what we do. I am holding it up permanently and saying I am against all this misutilization. It's like the way of thinking for a common cause from the negative. How do you change people to positive? Making people to think philosophically for a inner sight. That has to be done when the planetary positions are supportive, so that everybody is together. Only one person is doing and standing, people may mockerize him. When a naked man comes, probably people may not accept him. But hundreds of people comes together, you have to accept them, right? See, same place, one person is standing on Allahabad street, I am sure police will arrest him. But 1,000 people are coming. And some of the sannyasis you will see with the sword.
Yes.
Sharp sword, because they are living in such a place, they can't live without that. There can be a lot of animals, there are a lot of problems in life. They are not living in a very peaceful life with somebody protect them. They will have to protect themselves.
The other interesting aspect is, of course, because my doctor, so even though despite millions of people congregating in a small area, hardly any outbreak, like waterborne infections or any respiratory infections I had read somewhere, but I cannot recollect now. They had even tested the pH of the water. And when you expect, so much of bacteria going from so many people taking a dip, even though it's a flowing water, I mean, pH should come down. It become acidic, but I believe that it didn't happen. So these are some of the mystical and mysterious aspects of it, which I'm interested in. Any thoughts on that?
I'm glad I'm listening it from a doctor, professional doctor, right? No, what I'm saying is that is where um, everything is ultimately cell, everything is ultimately a atom, electron, proton, neutron going around the circumambulation around a neutron, right? Everything in the world is not the cell, even a bacteria or a virus or any cell in my body ultimately is a neutron, electron going around it. If the spinning of the electron can be in a different frequency, it can get into one shape to another shape, make a bondage and create something new, right? Correct. So what is generated? Yeah, what is generated there? We have one Upanishad mantra, Yada Pinde Tada Brahmande. The whole Yada Pinde Tada Brahmande. The whole universe have got a planetary position in which the circumambulation is like this. In a very specific focused area, anything reaches there goes into a electromagnetic energy in such a circumambulation that purifies its old structure to a new structure which is energetic. So you cannot expect virus being there, bacteria being there, illness being there. That is only when the water is there are a lot of studies done on the water available in, I know IIT has done a study on all the water available in the Kerala ponds. Most of them, if you take one dip, your ear fungus is the first thing which comes, fungus infection to the ear. But so far, as you said, nobody had any disease. Even if you have fever, go and dip there, your fever will go. So that is because it's like an energy structure which is created, which is in harmony with you. Harmony with the human being. That is how the place is selected. That's how the date is selected. Probably somebody, I was there in March. So I have seen the water comes from 3 rivers. Only 2 rivers we will see physically. It has got different qualities. One is reddish, one is bluish.
Yeah.
Correct. Once they join, that's like a compound being generated out of 2 different minerals. That will have a different molecular structure. That is why it looks different, right? What is color? Color is only a reflection of the optical region from 0.4 to 0.7 micrometer. If I am seeing something red, something blue, that means the minerals in which, the chemistry in which has got a very specific bandwidth in which it reflects. That's what is electromagnetic energy. So the electromagnetic energy of 2 different electromagnetic energy mixes joins into a new electromagnetic energy in a very specific environment. It gives me the harmony. So that harmony is what makes people to attract and come. See, one day you can fool people by saying there is something you get when you go there, right? But this is happening when millions of years, millions of people from different parts of the world coming and taking dip. So it's mystical, scientific, mystical, scientific. What is scientific? There is a great definition from the scientist from Andhra, Nagarjuna. Nagarjuna was a great chemist.
Oh yeah.
Nagarjuna was a physician, one of the Ayurveda expert. That is why we have Nagarjuna Chemical Factory. We have Nagarjuna Medical Shops. Because he was both, right? These both is medicine and healthcare. Nagarjuna defined science very, very, very systematically. Sakshat anubhaver drushto, na sruto, na guru darshitaha, lokanam upakaraya etat sarvam pradarshitam. Which is useful for human being is considered as science. So without use, why people have to take all the trouble, and why Taj has to build a single room and give 30,000 rupees rent, and 200 cottages are booked for 45 days. Nothing is vacant. That means the richest of the richest who can afford are also going there and then taking a dip, right? If no benefit, why somebody should go there?
Exactly.
So it is not fooling people by doing one day magic, right? That is why I'm saying Lokanam upakaraya etat sarvam pradarshitam. Just by marketing, you can only bring people once. So it's a harmony. It's a mystical harmony. It is a scientific harmony. It's a planetary harmony. It's a human harmony. Because we are little more higher than other animals in the world, right?
Yeah.
And all of us are, imagine most of our temple festivals are for such things. It happens in a smaller scale. This is the largest of the largest scale in the whole universe. The story comes from the traditional Milky Way galaxy being charmed for the best medicine in the world, right? Nectar for what
Exactly,
else is
yeah.
it?
So from the Kumbh, 4 drops fell into each of the cities.
Yes, yes. That is why Kumbha, the name itself came, right? So imagine such stories being, whether it is a story, every news coverage is also called stories, right? Reporting of story of the president of America is also as a story. So this is also a story, but that sometime it happened, but it did not end. Anything may end, but I don't think these Indian festivals will never end.
Correct.
That is why it is immortal. That's why it is called Sanatanam, right? Sanatanam is Nitya Nutanam and Chirapuradhanam. Sanatana Dharma. Dharma is what? Dharma is not what I do for my purpose. What I do for somebody's purpose is called Dharma. Which I do for my purpose is called Ishtakarma. What I do for somebody's purpose is called Purta Karma. That is the Purta, ultimate. Ishtade lebade surgam purte moksham avapniyat. Ishtakarma I do, I get surgam. Surgam means temporary happiness. Moksham is the permanent happiness. So all these are for permanent happiness, blissfulness. It's not for my happiness. I am going there so that I can serve somebody else for happiness. Right. I get.
And how many kumbhs you have attended, or how many Maha Kumbhs?
I only attended one Kumbh Mela, that is in Haridwar.
Same here, sir.
But I am a learner. I am an academician, so I keep listening, learning. No, I have got a lot of people, my own people who are maybe who listens to me and then says, I heard what you are speaking and my son has gone there, got the blessing. See, the whole family supports them to go. They may not even have money to go, but they are collecting money. Everybody says, you go. So going and attending, even Prayag, I went last year because I know this year it's coming. So I just wanted to go there and then see that. Probably after this I will go. It's not that I don't want to be part of it. I believe that no, already done one is good enough. I've gone to Kailash. I've seen people who have gone there. I've met them, touched them, being with them, stayed with them. That is more sharing of experiences, right? Somebody collects energy, they can also distribute energy, right? I was a Shishya of Maha Mandaleshwar Swami Vedabharati, who was part of that great Kumbh Melas, Maha Kumbh Melas, right? So being with them, eating with them, staying with them is more attending than many Kumbh Melas.
Absolutely. And a little background so that I can include. Charan told me you were in ISRO earlier.
I'm basically a mathematician.
Okay.
But my PhD is in fluid mechanics. Therefore, I understand blood flows in arteries and such things.
Oh gosh. Where did you do your PhD?
PhD is in Bangalore University under a special assistant scheme, UGC special assistant scheme.
Did you use fluid mechanics, is it?
Fluid mechanics, yeah. I'm a fluid mechanics man. That's
And
why
which
I understand electromagnetic energy on so easily.
oh yes. And which ISRO did you work? Was it
I
Bangalore
worked
or?
with a very special center here who supports government of India on its strategies.
Yeah.
So off the record, I am with the RAW, military intelligence.
Yeah.
Okay. But then I was part of ISRO headquarters. I was in ISRO application center in Ahmedabad. I worked in many centers. Worked in many of the centers.
So science and spirituality blending. It's a unique combination. I think it's always nice to hear somebody, especially theoretical physicists, quantum physics, nuclear, those people talking about Advaita Siddhanta.
That is
nothing but the same.
That is because
They're
where
continuing.
physics cannot explain the physical concept sometime, where it ends, the spirituality starts.
Correct.
There are many things which you can't explain. Why is it happening? We can't explain. Why do I love my mother? There is no explanation, right? What is the taste of water cannot be explained, right? It depends on different things. When it is an apple, it is the apple juice. That's the taste. So ultimately, there is something which you cannot explain, but exists in many places, the consciousness. That consciousness explains in a different style for me. Okay, the cell is rotating like this around the atom, the electrons goes, but ask why the electron is going like that. I can only explain it's happening, but why is it going? There is no explanation for that, right? So something which cannot explain, probably there are explanations given in the Vedanta. It is given in our... that is why we say everything is ultimately, whichever subject you do, you get a doctor of philosophy only, right? Correct. We are a PhD, doctor of philosophy. Even if you do in mathematics or English or whatever subject you have, ultimately you are a doctor of philosophy. So it's philosophy which is governing all the sciences also. And what we call it as science, probably what thesis I wrote, saying fluid mechanics, these are all the theorems which I proved in mathematics, or this is what I observed. Tomorrow somebody else rewrite the whole thing and say it's totally wrong. He will also get a PhD, right? My PhD is safe with me. So what is today's science? It's a temporary philosophy. But Bharatiya philosophy is ever existing. See, in our textbook we learned 9 planets. Neptune, Pluto and all we learned, right? Uranus, Neptune, Pluto. Now what happened? We have a bigger microscope. Somebody said that is not a planet at all. Correct? But in our whole astrological chart, we have not included those planets, no? So maybe a bigger microscope will come tomorrow to say Pluto is not there, Neptune is not there also. Correct? So science depends on the electromagnetic microscopes which we have, is the highest one. Now see, for example, the other day, last week I was there in Mount Abu. In Mount Abu, we have the Astronomical Observation Center. And that Astronomical Observation Center is where Vasishtha did his first yaga.
Okay.
Why did he go and select such a mountain on top? He knows that is the best place. And even today, the best science says that's the best place to do his research.
Gosh.
And very close to that, there is a temple which is called Arbuda Devi. What is Arbuda? Cancer.
Cancer.
Correct. So there is a temple which is called the Cancer Devi. People knew that that is going to be the biggest disease. When? In Treta Yuga time. Rama's time. So what a great knowledge is this.
Absolutely. I didn't know there's something for cancer. Arbuda Devi.
Arbuda Devi. You can see DrTPS Arbuda Devi. The last month only I went there.
Okay.
I went there last month. And it's top of a hill.
Mm-hmm.
Many people go there. And you cannot even take a circumambulation like this. It is between the rocks. You have to scroll. You have to scroll and go. It's like a snake moving only, you will be moving. All diseases with the snake symbol, right?
Mm-hmm.
The two snakes entangled is the medical symbol.
Mm-hmm.
That means Rahu is the disease symbol. And that is why Ganesha is tying the snake on the tummy. All disease starts with your eating patterns.
What a wonderful way of saying that.
What a great symbolic. See, I give a lot of lectures on symbolic representation of gods. And only that place you have to take a exercise like this. And if you do that sincerely, touching your elbow on the ground 108 times every day, you will never get a belly like Ganesha. So the Ganesha says, if you don't want to be like this, do this exercise in front of me. No other god is given a big belly like that in the bad shape, right? So your bad shape, horizontal growth, and a big belly, all with the eating pattern which causes disease, and you have to do this for this. Every god is a sankalpa, and the symbolization is given from the names in which it is given, descriptions it is given, everything is perfect. We don't realize that's the biggest problem. Our temples were educating places where all these were taught generations to generations. So where is science? Is it science of life or science of living? There are two, Vivekananda Swami says there are two types of education we require. Science to survive the life, you need education to get a job and then make money and business and all that. One is actually science of living. To be in bliss, energetic, happy, all this need to be developed parallelly. So one is education for life and the other is education of life.
So, Kumbh is now for all religions, I suppose. I think
No restrictions.
you can see more Westerners coming. I just spoke to one lady called Maria Wirth. She is a German who came in 1980 and she first participated in the Kumbh and then she fell in love in India. Then she lived after that in India. She originally from Germany. So many stories like that I've been hearing. So I thought, let me make
See, not for, see, we have male and female. The transcendental gender has got a large number of people go there during that time, like sannyasis. Very rare. Probably if you want to see the largest number of gathering of transcendental, you will see in this place.
Correct. I saw the video as actually, yeah. They're giving blessings and people are falling at the feet.
Yes, yes. That is because in our Itihasa Puranas also we have given each one of them some representations, right? And Westerners, I was in Kailash, we do circumambulation 3 days. I have seen a lot of people from Europe who do circumambulation with the Sashtanga Pranam. That means they will lie down on the floor, where the hand ends, they will put the next step, do again Sashtanga. They take 31, 41 days and all sometime.
Oh my goodness.
In between, they would have broken their hands, legs, but still they will do it so systematically. So there is no wonder when somebody comes for a Kumbh Mela for 45 days and take a snan. This is much more. No, there are a lot of people, dedicated people. So there is no religion barrier, no religious concept in this. It's only human. It's only human. And which sannyasis, who knows which caste he belongs to, whether he is from India or from somewhere else. Nobody knows. A lot of people come to such places and they live there because they are not having Aadhaar card. They don't have electricity connection required by your pension card. Nothing is required for them, right? They are cardless, they are cordless. No wife,
One of the sadhus
no
was
wife,
telling,
no Wi-Fi also. Both are not required for them. But
mm,
they are connected. They know this is the day. See, imagine without calendar, without day, without knowing, they
mm,
exactly reach the Kumbh Mela at the right place and the right time. Which calendar governs them?
that is what I'm very curious to
It is
know.
like
Yeah.
birds migrate from one island to another island, travels all across the globe. In what energy they travel is called that is called Hartmann lines. The lines will connect them and say vibration. It's for time for me to go. When people feel hungry, they find their food, right? When they are thirsty, they will hear the sound of the water. Similarly, these sannyasis from different part of the world, it's a different world for them. We don't know whether it is China or India. No border also for them. Because once they go to Himalaya, Himalaya ends in Guma Islands. Guma is the China-Mongolia border.
Mm,
China-Mongolia border. So from this Himalaya down, there may be caves which may be ending in Guma Islands. Who knows?
mm.
It is not that they are staying in India. They are international people only. They will go somewhere else like that. And last few months, I was traveling from October, November, December. I had been to Haridwar. We have a temple there, Haridwar, started by Shankaracharya. From there, it is only 30 kilometers China border. And October end onwards, everybody comes down, including Shankaracharya came down and then stayed in the little better climatic condition. So imagine if that temple was not there, nobody from South India, nobody from Indian part would have gone there. That portion would have been already with China. So what is the border of India? The spiritual border which is given by Shankaracharya by constructing a temple is the border of India. Now you go to Rameshwaram. Beyond Rameshwaram, we have a island. From there is the Lanka happened, right? After the tsunami, that is a vacant island. Rameshwaram is the end of India. Disregard that portion because it's not nobody is staying there. So Rameshwaram, Haridwar, that is supposed to be the dham, 4 dhams where Shankaracharya installed. And who is the priest in Haridwar? It is from Kerala. Kerala from Nambudiri. Understood? So why the India can never be divided? Because we have rituals created where we have to be united.
Absolutely, yeah.
So this is uniting India by saying that we are all part of India as one strong nation. And it is not the India what we see today. It is from Romagadesham. Romagadesham is Rome. Lanka and center of India was Lanka. Vatsyapuram. Vatsyapuram is Vatsyayan's place. That is Khajuraho. Lanka, Vatsyapura, Avandis, Thaneshwara Suralayan. You put one stick in Lanka, one stick in Vatsyapura, put a thread. That is how east and west were divided. So we had a Greenwich meridian in India long back before the original Greenwich came in your place. And that connects to the Kailash. That was center of India. So east and west was divided by the center of India. That means the whole globe, we had a concept of globe. We had a concept of the Pangea movement and all. If you look at it, once upon a time, it was one island. So it is not today's India we are talking. We are talking about a Bharat. That is why all our prayers have got that morning Sankalpa, no? Brahmandanam Madhye, Jambudyube, Bharatagande, Bharatavarshe, Meroha Dakshine Parshve. So we had not India alone, what is ruled by Modi today. Bharatagande, Bharatadeshe is one big island. So the whole world was considered as one. That is why we had that concept of Vasudeva Kudumbakam. One, it was one. It is all like partition today. If you look at our Itihasas, it was all one. The earth was one. Bharatagande,
So one thing about
No.
No, this 144 years. This is happening after 144 years. So, what is the most spiritual significance or astronomical significance of 144 years compared to the 12 years?
See, that is where all the planetary positions comes into a like a shape of Y, wherein the energy comes and concentrated and focused us.
Okay.
So it is like you are using not one convex lens, many convex lenses where the energy gets converged into one place.
Okay.
It's like coding of the cone comes and then you are at the tip, no?
Got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And is there a connection to the very actual Samudra Manthan time? I mean, has anybody done any? I know it's difficult because that comes more from Puranas, whereas Ramayana, you got accurate planetary position by Valmiki or even in Mahabharata. So, so many planetary astronomy has been done. Are you aware of any studies being done about this Kumbh Mela and linked with the
Praveen
Samudra
Kumar is
Manthan
from
time?
Andhra only?
I'm from Karnataka.
Karnataka. See, Karnataka we have Ugadi.
Yeah.
Andhra we have Ugadi. But Tamil Nadu and Kerala we have Vishu.
Vishu, yeah.
Those difference is almost 30 days, sometime 5 days, sometime 2 days, because we use two different calendars.
Correct.
The lunar and solar. Even in that, for the past 500 years, 1000 years, when we compute, there is a difference of 30-40 years, for 30-40 days.
30-40 days. Okay.
It is one and the same actually. Ugadi has been the Vishu. But Tamilians and Kerala, we have a different one. Here, different one. So there is a lot of mismatches. So computing back becomes a big problem. It is not
Also,
that easy.
Even in North India, like if you see now, it's like when I went to Kashi recently, like the Sankalpa was like, here, Krodinama Samvatsaram, there, I started telling Pingalanama Samvatsaram. Like, there is a difference of 40 to 50 years, I guess.
That is because we are not one calendar, one place. We all depends on the time zone which we divide. What is that I am seeing, whether it is a moon or a sun, based on that the calendars were described. So the position of, there are computations available in which Mahabharata happened so and so day and all that. But Western science never agree with all this. Now yesterday or today I was talking about our Bhagavad Gita is fine. 22nd November 3100 BC. We have the date for that. But then somebody was asking, before Bhagavad Gita, Janaka's time, we had Ashtavakra Gita. Ashtavakra Gita is Janaka's time. Janaka is Sita's father. So definitely that is much more before this. Correct. Sita is Treta Yuga. But if you look at the Treta Yuga, time is not determined. Because Kaligala is, now we have only passed 5,000 years. So we have 3,40,000 years, right? So if you compute back, definitely our Treta Yuga will be 16 lakhs years back. But unfortunately, if you look at the people who talk about it in the documentation purpose, it would have been written 500 BC or 1000 BC or 1000 and 10,000 years only, they will say, recordically. So we have a scale which is created by somebody else, the Western scholars, and that is what today people are using as a reference. That's a problem. Because mythology have given without a time. And now we are trying to make a time for that. Now, if you have to believe, you have to believe either the Yuga. There are a lot of conflict and contradictions. See, for example, Onam, we have a belief that it is where Vamana was pushed down by Mahabali.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But how can Parashurama create Kerala, who is a later avatar? So there is conflict between two different stories. Because Parashurama is a quite later avatar when compared to Vamana, right? So the stories are what we generally follow, and stories need not be a reference. That's a problem. So there are a lot of conflicts.
In terms of dating, does it always come like Uttarayan period, this Kumbh Mela?
Yeah, no, not necessarily. That is what the sun inclination, the sun goes from south to north is the generally what we have now, the large Kumbh Melas. But what happens in Ujjain, Haridwar need not be coinciding with this Ayanam. That is why May it happened when I was there in Haridwar. The Haridwar was in May.
And who determines this and what?
The planetary positions. Nobody need to tell these sannyasis will reach there. That's what I'm saying. Without calendar, without Panchanga, they know when it is happening, where it is happening.
Gosh, that's amazing.
It is not BBC News which makes them to come and join. It is not the internet connection which makes them to join. That is what I asked you. No, what is that camp? They don't have what camp compass they have. They come by walk, but not by train, not by flight, right? Which service prismatic compass take them to the exact place? That is why I called it is like the birds migrating from one place to another place. They know where to reach, when to reach. They will exactly reach. That itself is a big wonder, right? You ask them to go somewhere else, ask them to go to Delhi, they will ask where Delhi is. Their geography is zero. And they know this is the place where they have to reach. It's like animal instinct only. It has to be written.
And they all visit all the places.
They all go to all these places as long as they are alive. Once they become Akhori, once they become Naga Sannyasis, once they belong to any of these sannyasi groups, and those people who wanted to reach, probably they are all normal common citizen. They have a flight, they have a train, they have a bus, all this fine. But have you seen these Naga Sannyasis coming by flight? No. No ticket booking, there is no Aadhaar card, they don't have bank balance, nobody is booking the tickets. Is it not a great wonder?
Exactly. I mean, this is what
they don't have passport. That is why they can go any place in the world. They are not. Don't tell that Kumbh Mela Indians participated. They are not Indian citizens also because they don't have any of this Aadhaar card or passport. They are international citizens. See, when some abroad people from Europe comes, America comes, you are saying they are from Europe and America. But you are not seeing those international citizens without passport coming in large groups. Their picture has not taken in their life so far for a entry in voters list also. And they are not small number. Millions of them. Uncountable. Uncountable.
And some of them one was telling not only from this, they said even the Yakshas, Kinnaras, Gandharvas, they also come down. Just because you are tuned to this world, even you don't appreciate. One of them was telling, I just saw on TV. No. So it's a very mystical, very, this particular thing is a very...
Yeah, we don't know. Among these, there can be demons also. No? See, their tradition is not godly people alone. The Devas As well as Asuras also wanted this honey, nectar, right? So probably their members are also coming, who knows?
So it's very fascinating, very nice to learn so many things from you. um, so it is not like what the forward BBC said. Millions of what is it? Naked sadhus smeared in ash take a dip in Ganges. That is their caption for this Maha Kumbh. When you are stuck in that level, what can you say? But
See, there is actually, there are many ways of cleaning up, right? The cleaning can be with water, but ultimate cleaning is with fire only. Whatever you do in our karma, when my son puts me on the firewood at the last, he fires me in the graveyard. Vayuranilam amritamadeyadam basmandam shariram. I am going to fire you and you are going to join in the air. Basmandam shariram. Ultimately, you are going to be only ashes. Om krido smara kridam smara. Think what is that you have done in your life. So that is what is reminded by the vibhuti basma which they use.
correct.
Ultimately, I am going to be a fire. Ultimately, I am going to be only the ashes. So they are already cleaned people by the support of ashes. By wearing the ash itself, it says that I am one among who has been already decided to go into ashes. I have no ego.
Amazing. They smear the whole body.
They wear the whole body. Two reasons. One of the best absorber of any water content. After taking bath, why do they put that? Even if there is a water content inside, this vibhuti basma will absorb it. Okay, so that itself, covering itself, makes them like a moisturizer which doesn't affect you with the cold. One reason is that it covers all the pores, right? Once the pores are covered, then you don't get to that cold. And
Correct.
yeah, that is like an insulation. They also use mud and then cover it up. If you don't have, they also use the mud which is added with ashes. By many people are going, they'll take it and then cover their faces. You can see blackish, reddish, bluish, different colors they use. Nice that whole world is discussing. I remember when 2010 and all, there was not great people coming there. Only Discovery was coming.
Yeah, I mean, I think partly it's because of the social media has grown, and also
No,
I think the problems are increasing, and everybody wants that some solution somewhere.
not even that. The UNESCO
So
recognized it as a World Heritage
and
activity, right?
yeah, tangible. Yeah.
So that made it internationally famous. And today the coverage and the TV, lot of channels, lot of social media, definitely it
Yeah.
has changed its no charisma. Earlier it was much
Anything
more,
else you want?
arrangement was
Yeah.
much less, therefore it was not very convenient. But as the crowd increased, Indian government also gave a lot of support. Local UP government is also taking it as a great effort for making it as a tourism, so that they get revenue. Everything is there. So it all culminated into a better, better time, better place, better rule, better governance, better coverage.
Yeah.
Everything is better. And
I just saw your video.
arrangements are fantastic.
Oh, fantastic! It is. I mean, no country could have done that.
And in this name, the whole
Those.
city became Prayagraj. City itself is not the earlier Allahabad.
Yeah.
I had been to Allahabad in 1985, first time.
Mm.
So 1985 to now, 39 years back to now 40 years, Kashi. I went to all these places maybe 30, 40 years back. Now again revisiting those places is a great wonder. Lot of change. All the places. Recently I was there in Ahmedabad. I lived in Ahmedabad in 89. So I was going after 37, 35 years. Huge difference. All the rivers are cleaned up. It's not the old dirty rivers. Except in few places, I think the whole India in the next few years will become one of the heavenly place with everything neat and clean. That's what it looks like.
Correct, correct. I mean, I visited in 2017 Prayagraj and then itself water had become very clean. So the person used to tell, sir, many years ago if you had come here, it was just black water running, but it had become, when I visited, it was clean.
See, we are talking about stories which happened. See, Kali Yuga 4,32,000 years, Dwapara 8,64,000 years. After that, there is a declining and then again a going up. In Ramayana's time, if you look at it, that means 12,096 years back, the story when we listen to this, probably my guru keeps saying, India would have been much worse in those days and today it is better like that.
Oh, really?
That is because we have Ravana coming and disturbing us, right? See, that was a time when we had, that's a beautiful way in which the Yuga has to be understood. If you look at Treta Yuga, 12,96 plus 8,64 plus 4,32. So approximately maybe 25,92 years, 92,000 years. During that time, two generations were fighting. Two societies were fighting. Treta Yuga. When it came to Dwapara Yuga, it came inside the family. Cousins were fighting. Brothers, kids, and then they were fighting, right? But today the problem is inside individual there is a big conflict.
Yeah.
We don't, there they belong to either God or maybe devil, then they belong to Pandu and but they belong to same godly people only. They went to same school to study, taught by same professor. Guru were same, palace was same. But today, the conflict is inside each one of us. We have more freedom, but we have more conflict. People don't have this much freedom those days. But they had conflict inside the family. When conflict inside the family is gone, we have conflict inside each one of us. So we are all hiding, hide and seek is playing between each one of us. So this is where spirituality needs more and more and more and more, because it's a conflict between your buddhi and the manas. Like that is what Arjuna was taught by Krishna, right? Your conflict is your problem. Uddaret atmanatmanam atmanam avasadet atmaiva hyatmano bandhu atmaiva ripuratma. Your enemy is inside you. This is not what was to be told by the Dwapara Yuga. Today it is more practically applicable than those days what is. That day if you don't tell him also, the conflict is between your buddhi and manas, just listen to your brother, things would have been okay. He was fully acceptable to accept what his brother says. But Krishna did not teach him for making a life for that yuga. That is being given for this yuga during that time itself. And in that Krishna mentioned Janaka being taught by the earlier Manu and all that was told, but you have forgotten. So it is not that he told first. Dharma was taught millions of years back by generations to generations, reminding us once in a while. So this is must reminding us once in a while. So probably that is why Shankara started. Everybody should join together, do this. If at all Shankara was the person who started it. Shankara's time itself is not clearly known, but in case if that is correct, it is approximately 2000 years. That's it.
Okay.
But before that also it would have happened.
You said during the Maurya time, right? Maurya is almost in the BC
Yeah,
era.
BC. Even Shankara's time, It is only Shankara must have rejuvenated most of the activities, because during Shankara's time, the Hinduism and Hindu activity were down with the Buddha and Jain.
Yeah.
Therefore, such activity would have been gone down. But he regenerated and restarted this probably. Because Hinduism not started by Shankara, right? It was much before that. No?
Yeah.
But Buddhism and Jainism made all the rituals down. That time also it would have gone down. So Shankara restarted it. That's only what we can say.
So I think in the process of describing, you mentioned how water takes the imprint. This is from the Japanese Nobel laureate. I think he got a Nobel Prize. He demonstrated that water retains the memory. So I think it all sinks in with all the explanations.
A lot of experiments happened on the memory of the energetic water, right? Water can be energized. Otherwise, why do we use different water for battery charging? Alkaline water is there. Different water is used for different purposes, right? So small mix of that can change the energy of the water. Energized water, bull produces some the energy water. Right? All are energized only.
Correct. Thank you. Very, very enlightening. Charan, anything you want to ask before we can conclude?
No, sir. Everything has been explained.
No, nice that it's so kind of you, Charan, for connecting. Where are you? Where are you in Karnataka? Where are you from originally?
From Bangalore.
Bangalore itself. ಓದಿರೋದು ಬ್ಯಾಂಗ್ಳೂರ್, ಕನ್ನಡ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ, ಓದೋದಕ್ಕೂ ಬರೆಯೋದಕ್ಕೂ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ನನಗೆ. ಕನ್ನಡ ಸರ್ಟಿಫಿಕೇಟ್ ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ ನಾನು. ಕನ್ನಡ ಹಬ್ಬ ಇದೆ. ಐ ಯೂಸ್ ಟು ಗಿವ್ ಲಾಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಮೆಸೇಜಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ಕನ್ನಡ ಹಬ್ಬ. Last I visited last year October, I was there in UK. Many of the students who migrate from India for studies in UK are converted as teachers for their pocket money by me. I make them in a group and then allow them to teach different subjects. So I connect them for and make them as teachers. And May 2nd, 3rd, 4th, I am coming to UK again.
Oh, you should. Okay.
There is a Sri Narayana Guru. Sri Narayana Guru did the first union of different religious meet happened in Kerala in Alua.
I think Modi ji talked about Narayana Guru in one of the Mann Ki Baat, no?
Yeah. And 100th year of that is happening in different places. Okay. So first thing happened in by Pope. Was the chairman for that in his place, Vatican. Second happened in Delhi under my chairmanship. Third is going to happen in Chennai, where Prime Minister is going to attend. Fourth is going to happen in UK, for which also I am the part of the governing body. I am the chairman. So they purchased a church there. It is happening in Cambridge with the university support.
Oh, Cambridge. Okay. Please come to my house. Please let me know that coordinate. I'll be in touch with you.
Definitely.
And very nice. I mean, you got a. I could do separate article on this your whole journey itself. So when I was looking at it, but for the time being, I've been asked to do this. So tonight I will do, and I will send a draft, and you can add and listen.
I recorded, screen grabbed this discussion anyway.
Okay.
I do this. Generally, I do this, but at the end, I will ask a permission if I can. But after your article, I can post it on YouTube, not before that.
No, even if you can send some few things which I have not, I've written down. I made a note.
Then what do I do is I will upload on YouTube, and as a private, I will send you that first. Yeah, because I don't want to publish it before your article comes, right?
Yeah. We'll do it. I mean, in fact, we had asked They would have given the link. We could have done the video also.
Okay. But anyway, this video is not bad. I do a screen grabbing. Jimmy.
Yeah, I mean, it's, there's a lot of, you covered so many good things. If I had idea, I would have even done probably a more structured way. Because for the article, I was just gathering things, here and going in different things.
No,
But
sometimes
actually, it was very, very.
Sometimes casual is much better.
The one reason why I wanted to do is look at the media, like IIT Baba or somebody, Mona Lisa. Look at the discourse. This is not Kumbh Mela. Come on, you go there, you go for spiritual, right? So they're catching something, and it's getting the headlines of nothing. So today I thought, okay, let me do something on this. So these are the points. What is the energized water? That is important. That is for a common man. If I'm taking a dip, I know this is energized water. Why I'm making a trip all the way from England to come here or America? That's what people should know. So thank you.
You can look at my discovery that it's a small bit only available. Those days I didn't had a recorded version available with me. But whatever recorded in Telugu, somebody has sent me. English, somebody has sent me. Some 2-minute one, somebody from US. Those days I don't even have a laptop to record this. So somebody has recorded some 2-minute portion that is available, in which I have done the constellation of I did nearly 1-minute video, but they have put a bit of that only. So that is also there, and some explanations. You can just refer that if you want. It's only a 2-minute bit. I'll send you that also.
I saw in the TV set at that time.
Yeah, you have seen that.
Yeah, I mean, even the Kumbh Mela which I attended is Haridwar also. I mean, the first Kumbh Mela. I mean, in fact, the first encounter with Ganga was during Kumbh Mela only.
Okay.
So it was a different experience.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you, Charan, for connecting this, and thank you, Praveen, for that.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot for your time, sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yes. Shubharatri.